Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show.
Hey, I'm Teas and Nuts and everybody else. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of RAEAREs Review, where me and my homegirl Erin gonna let you know about the What's Going Down episode of Season 6 reunion of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Please, everybody, help me welcome Erin to the stage. Yes, ma'am.
Aunties and unks, we're here live in the aftershock, in the aftermath, in the afters. Thank you for having me, as always.
Yes, you are so welcome. Couldn't do it without you. I may have to, but I wouldn't want to.
She's committed to you, everybody. She's committed. The show must go on no matter what.
Okay.
I respect it.
Even if we got to change the day, the show must go on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. We're here. We are both committed to you.
Yes. This show must go on. Mm-hmm. I mean, season 7, 8 is solidified. I'm just saying. Because they're going to be talking about Jen on season 7, even though she ain't going to be there.
Here's the question I want to know. Do we want Meredith there or not?
For season 7?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why?
I don't see why not.
I'm finding her very frustrating. So if I wouldn't, if she was the one that got the chippy chop, I don't know. I'm finding like the dodge. I don't know. I'm just not. I really did not enjoy her this segment.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I don't know. I understand, like, we have some legit chemistry and conflict between these ladies right now, as is. But I don't like it. Like, it's too much. Even when Andy walked off, I was like, God damn, you guys won't even shut up for anything. You'll talk over anyone and keep talking like squawking birds, ladies. Like, live up to the stereotype. And I find it like, exactly, so I don't know.
Okay, well, let's get into it. Let's talk about this. We're gonna delve deeper because so far what we're saying is so apropos. Because yes, I see the frustration. Don't get me wrong, I see the frustration. I just don't see enough to keep her off the show. Okay, so Angie starts with a scroll, and pretty much from episode 1, they left off where Angie presents the scroll to Andy. Pretty much the info as Angie loves a good prop, and this is a proper prop compared to what we've seen in other shows, child. This is a proper prop. Hello. And the scroll consists of screenshots, timelines, receipts, all of these things that lead all all troll roads led to you like that?
That was good.
Troll roads led to Lisa Barlow and her cell number. Lisa tries to say that first of all, Lisa knew the number was hers. She couldn't admit to that. And then Lisa, at the same time, tried to skate over the fact that that was her number. However, she tried to say, well, they did it this way so that my number would appear. And they're like, no, that's not how it works. So, come on, Lisa.
Here's the thing. I believe them that it's her. I do.
Me too.
Like, you know, but I hate it when they try to go too technical with this stupid shit. If you don't have an easy way to show the treachery, you failed. I don't care if you put it on a scroll. I don't care if you write it in the sky. If you have to say, I hit password reset and this was the number that it was sent to, and then you changed your number and I told you about whatever, and then you read, I'm on, no, you need, I need better than that. And because it just doesn't land for me. So either way, I do acknowledge. I think it probably is. I think this complaint about her, because I think she cares very much about what everybody thinks about her.
Yeah.
I think she cares a lot about social media perception. So I just hate it when they do this shit. Like, I don't think it even landed with the Gretchen accusations. If you can't prove something very simply and easily, don't. It doesn't work. It doesn't land on camera to me. Like, the binder kicked booty, you know, like, Monique, you're here for the binder. This is his number, right? And it was like undeniable, you know what I mean? If you can't get a Giselle face cracked moment, you didn't do it right.
And that's probably why it didn't land the way, because Lisa wouldn't admit to the phone number being hers. Like, Giselle admitted that phone number is Jamal's.
Yeah, she got caught. Like, that was whoop.
I mean, I think Lisa got caught too. It's just, you know, I think they learned from what has previously happened. So people are trying to circumvent not admitting to anything unless they have proof. Maybe perhaps similarly to Meredith. Well, if production was sitting way back there, if nobody has any audio and or visual, if no one else can attest but y'all, then it's just y'all word against mine. And being that she's a lawyer, that won't hold up in court because, you know, it's a wash. Pretty much. I mean, it would be nice to know if production saw anything, but they didn't even include that. They just said they were sitting. First of all, why were they sitting over there? Now, come on. They need to be sitting with the talent, not somewhere else.
Well, before we get into that, let me just close by saying I'm completely unimpressed by this, though, because like I said, it's not landing on TV. Like, you don't have a smoking gun. You say that this is associated with her number, but now she's changed her. Like, I need you to have it summed up better than this. Like, so you're saying this is her alt account, and you know, okay, and meanwhile, like, I'm trying to.
What would you need it to say in order for you to believe it?
Well, what would you? I don't know, but like, saying that this is her number because you did some trick on Instagram to show who it belongs to. It's not really landing.
That's the thing. They didn't do a trick. They just did that thing that you do to find out the number, essentially trying to reset your password. When that happens, you see that there's a portion of the number that is going to. That's how they explained it. And I said, oh, this looks like Lisa's number.
Have you ever tried to do that? I've never tried to do that.
No, I've never had to try it and reset my number.
Right. Well, that's why I'm just
not my password.
And if it's a partial number, like, that's not a smoking gun to me. Like I said, it's just not working for me. Like, I've never had to reset the phone number. I don't know.
Well, if you don't know, how do you know it's not valid? If you don't know how it's done.
I'm not saying that. I'm not. I'm just saying I'm not impressed by it. I'm saying, like, I don't find this to be like, oh, this is a smoking gun. I've never even done this trick. I'm not that familiar. And somebody's partially obscured phone number. I mean, you know, like,
why do you call it a trick though?
Well, have you ever, why is it not a trick? Like, have you ever tried to get into somebody's you've ever tried to get to see what account was by trying to reset their password?
No, but I'm trying to figure out, why is it a trick when that's how you get they went through the steps to recover a password, and it gives you the partial number, right?
For whose password? For Meredith? For this troll's password?
For that particular name, yeah, that troll person.
So you've tried to get other people's passwords recovered?
No, I'm not.
Well,
I've
then why
never
is it
done
not
that.
why is it not a trick? Because it seems like it'd be like, I mean, it's like a technique to like get someone's information.
Because that's the process in order to reset a password. They went through the steps to recover a password to see the number or the partial number attached to it. It was the process. I didn't consider it a trick because that's the process. But you consider it a trick because they're pretending to be Lisa or pretending.
Yeah, and they're trying to hack into an account and look, and it's like, because you and I have never done it. We've never needed to try and hack into somebody's, to try and get an idea of who someone was, and
I got it now.
Yeah, like I respect your part. Listen, sometimes we on a different wavelength, okay, and that's what that was.
Like a trick.
No, yeah, no, it's fair.
I get you.
Yeah, like the technique, the approach. But like, here's the thing, because I don't want to get too far into it. Like, I still think it's probably Lisa. I just wasn't super impressed by the way it was like, like it didn't feel like Monique's binder shit felt great. Like, I was all, oh, damn, she got you. This didn't land the same way for me. That's all. I'm still not saying that I don't think it's probably Lisa, though, because she also said she was with Ben Affleck, and he just admitted on TV he doesn't know who the fuck she is.
I saw that. He was like, well, I ain't trying to get into no mess, but he categorically denied.
Matt Damon's like,
I ain't trying to, I ain't trying to get in nobody's mess with nobody on no show. But no, I just don't remember. I mean, Lisa, unless you know the man, shut up.
DM rocks. I saw on Twitter from T-Page about next season. Apparently, Lisa, Angie, Whitney, and Mary are safe, and an unexpected person quit too. Oh, thank you, DM rocks, for the info in the chat.
Hey, DM rocks, thank you.
Who do we think it was, Meredith?
Oh, let's just hope it's all true. I think now, and I'm not denying you, but just from my recollection, a T-Page is like a good guess, or people who kind of know, or am I wrong about that?
It's just a gossip page.
Okay. Well, I hope it's all true, because that's some tea for real. For real.
Yeah, no, listen, I honestly, I do think that Lisa is shady that way. I do. I just, like I said, I wasn't that impressed with the stunt. Angie, reel it in a little bit, honey. Like, I love you. You look so beautiful, but sometimes, just like Mary told you, sometimes just reel it in.
Okay.
Just on occasion. Okay? Yeah.
And this was the part they're going back and forth. Andy couldn't control it. He gets up and leaves. They all, oh, we upset Andy, so we're sorry. Oh my gosh, yada yada, girl. But then Heather said she had the same proof that that Angie presented, as well as some mundane picture of Meredith with a side dude that she was hanging out with while her and Seth were, just doing their thing, trying to see where they were in their marriage. I don't see how that correlated with Lisa, though. I may have missed it. Do you?
I don't know. This is where I wanted to yell at all of them, especially Heather. Like, Heather just will not shut up. It's crazy. She's like, once she gets down a runway, and that's coming from me. Yeah, no, they were bad. They were like, all of them were just like, there's no self-control sometimes with this crap. And the thing that, like, I want to say to all of them, I can't say this too clearly enough. None of us hear you. Nothing you're saying is coming to the audience. You are not pleading your case for anyone when you do that. Did you catch what the F was going on when Andy walked off? I didn't. I just was like, God, all of you shut up. No one cares.
I didn't catch y'all. They were just barking, yelling. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. Come my God, what?
You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a liar. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So.
All y'all lying. How about that?
Yeah. All y'all need to shut up. How about
Oh,
that?
Lord.
But you're right. That was a weird. They need to get a little better organized when they do this kind of crap sometimes.
I'm saying, like,
I agree.
Anyway, so now we're back at Mary, her treatment. We talk about her church, her son, and then she opens up a little bit where he mentioned that as we saw in the previews, she's happy that Robert Jr. is incarcerated at the moment because at least he's safer. Hopefully that's true. He's not doing any thing he shouldn't be doing with substances. Let's hope that's true. I hate to say it like that, but we know things go on, in the jails and the prisons.
I was about to say, respectfully, I've heard that sometimes it's easier to get access to that kind of stuff in jail than out.
I'm just saying, especially for, young African American male in the jail system, you're probably as safe as you are on the outside as you are on the inside.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe Utah's different.
I was about to say, we don't know about the racist Utah jails either. I don't want to throw out accusations like Meredith, but regardless, if Mary feels he's safer in there because they talk every day and they're trying to keep the spirits up and whatever, then good. Maybe this will. I'm praying for them that this stops the madness because obviously he was in a real bad place where he wouldn't stop going to his soon to be ex-wife's home. Like they were, he went to jail for violating his parole or violating a protection order multiple times. So it was like he needed to be stopped.
Yeah, regardless. And I'm sure it was drug fueled, whatever rage he was on, because he seems to be, sensible when he's,
yeah.
Well, I'll say this. He's been high so much, I really can't tell when he's not. To be honest, considering what he has confessed and what Mary has said, but I'll say this. He seems to be a sensible young man, soft-spoken, someone who doesn't seem to be enraged. So I can only gather that the substances enhances that within himself. And hopefully, he'll gain some more understanding about how he needs to proceed in life. His dad is coming to see him. Hopefully that has rung true. Like I said, like I've been saying last year and a half, he needs male support. He needs some testosterone around him. And what I really mean by that is sometimes you need, just like us girls get together and we have that bond, guys do too. And he needs that. There's a soft side to I call his only parent, but because his dad is not there, maybe it's a good thing considering some things we've heard about him. However, that is his dad. And I would hope that any other male in his family would, come around him and or some men in the church or do just some things I grew up with and know. And, in my most previous church, the males bonded, they did things together. If someone was in trouble, they reached out. So they never showed it. I just hope that it's happening or it has. I don't know. I just think he needs some more male guidance in his life.
Back to what you said about the substances clearly were guiding his behavior, but who knows what that ex-wife was also saying from, she was also a using, and who knows. Yeah. I mean, they both looked high as a coup de brown, as Alex would say. So, in that scene where they're both walking up the stairs when they first got married and all that stuff. So who knows how she was antagonizing him, what she was saying to him, like relationships like that are not very are nuanced. You know what I mean? Like they could have gotten a restraining order, but she could also have been saying, "I miss you," all kinds of crap. But I didn't get that the dad was going to see him, because when Andy said, he's going to go see him, he said he's going to send him books. That's what Mary said. So
Yes, she said it. She said he's going to visit him and
no,
send him a book.
I'll arm wrestle you on that one. I'll stand down if I'm wrong. But she said he wants to read. Like, she dodged the question. I was paying attention, like, because
Me too. She said it, but it's okay.
We'll have to go back and look. Anyway, regardless, I don't think he's going to go visit him. I think he's going to send him some books, because I don't think he's been visiting him.
I doubt it.
I don't think he's even been around. So, I feel bad. But you know what I would really hope for is that he could go away to a rehabilitation program that is 6 to 12 months. That he could go somewhere and really learn to live again on his own, be away from any influences, a long-term rehabilitation program. He was into some heavy mess. And I think that takes a lot of long-term care to try to get out of.
And with drug dependency programs, he'll also need some intensive outpatient treatment, meaning, mental health, to cope and deal with, whatever it is, and all the things. And because with all of that, he seems what they call like a dual diagnosis. He has drug and mental health issues that need to be monitored and and helped on and treated and all that stuff.
Well, let me ask you, because you watched and you did a review on her on the document, if you want to call it that, the expose.
I was going to get into that. Yeah.
What do you think about, like, because I always kind of associated it with, like, I really think Mary's coming into her own, but there's undeniable that the situation is weird. It's just, at least with the grandpappy and the, all of that, and the so I just kind of always felt really bad for the son, because I was like, I don't know, I just get the feeling that, like, I don't know, like, what happened, why, how did we get here? So what do you think?
Okay, so in relation to that 3-part documentary with Robert Jr.
Yeah, like, after watching it, do you feel, well, I guess it's a 2-part question. After watching it, do you feel like Mary's church is exploitive, or she's an exploitive person? And do you think that, if so, do you think that has affected Robert Jr.?
Okay, so the second question, there was no mention of Robert Jr. with this documentary, which was surprising to me. They had a lot of her relatives, other than her, her and Robert marrying and having a child. There was nothing, other than that regarding Robert Jr. So in relation to all of what I'm about to say and what we know about, the happenings and all of the, plot twist and everything, that's the unknown answer in relation to Robert Jr., right? But as far as what do I think about Mary's church, I think, as she mentioned in today's at the reunion, Pentecostal is a different breed of Christianity. I would say the last 15 years, I've come to know more about Pentecostal. I've heard about it because we have various, denominations of Christianity for different reasons. But what I can say in relation to the allegations of being a cult, there was some things said in the 3-part documentary that bothered me, as far as and when I say testimony, I mean the attest of the deceased. His name was Cameron. That's the guy that Lisa brought on the show.
Oh, okay.
Now, and the reason why I choose him to be more credible than others that have spoken on her is because they have personal vendettas. They have things to say about her because of how their personal relationships went. So I kind of listen to them, but I take more credence, or I base my opinion more on the testimony of the deceased, because he said he got into a physical relationship with Mary, as well as he was not groomed, but she promised him some things similarly to how Robert Sr. did her. Hold on a second. You back?
Yes. I don't know what happened. I just was gone.
Okay, so what'd you hear me say last?
That was so crazy. I've never been dropped like that. Okay, I heard you say he said he had a physical relationship with Mary.
Okay, so Cameron said he had a physical relationship with Mary. Apparently, he told 2 people, and those 2 people were a part of the crowd that left the church with her mom. So, and all of that, pretty much all of them leaving the church stems from Robert Sr. getting with Mary after Mama died. Mama was the grandmother, the matriarch,
right,
the owner of the church. So she willed all of those things to Robert as her, as her widower. And at the same time, he was told by Mama that she wanted him to marry one of her girls, meaning somebody in the family, to keep it going. We've all heard that throughout the centuries, how certain incestuous, families have made it so that, everything stays within the family. But this time it wasn't true incest. It was, by marriage situation. And that is what was most hurtful to her mother. I remember the interview she did with her husband on that other YouTuber's channel. And that's when I started to, pay more attention. So I've been watching this from day one, y'all. I've been looking at things being said, people's own testimony who were a part of it, and not necessarily the fodder or the clickbait or anything that us YouTubers sometimes put out, right? But I do believe that with Cameron, just circling back to Cameron, he was introduced to the church just to give a little what do you call it?
Backstory.
Backstory. Thank you. He was a devout Christian. He actually had at minimum 3 years of tithes saved up. So wherever he wanted to land at a church, that's what he wanted to provide to the church. So just think about it, y'all. When people tithe, that means they are a part of a church. They give the 10% minimum. That's, hey, it's all in the, I'm just reporting what goes on. I didn't write all of this. I didn't invent it. So just, for those who don't know, you tithe your 10% of your income earnings, however you get it. into the church, however often. So if you want to divvy it up, whatever, it's 10%. But he saved 3 years worth, y'all. So that, to me, that's saying he was about church and nothing but church. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But he said by his own, I can only go by what he said. Another thing is, when I say he said it, he was being recorded. I don't know how the recording came to be. I don't know, but it is his voice. I remember his voice being on the show, and they played his recording to where he said he was in a physical relationship with Mary, that she kind of showered him with some gifts. He ended up somewhere towards the end of their relationship getting $300,000 out of his home. He was a well-to-do man. He made, good money. So his house, he got $300,000 out of his house, gave it to the church. He didn't say he gave it to Mary. He gave it to the church. And along the path, he started not to feel good about it. It is, if he's supposed to be this devout Christian and then he's fooling around with a married woman and all this, you start to feel away. So towards the end of all of that, he already knew Lisa Barlow. And he talked to Lisa Barlow about getting Mary on the show because he heard Lisa was going to be on the show. So that's how Mary, came to be on the Housewives show, is through Lisa, through Cameron, actually, getting Mary on the show. And he said to one of the people who had a personal vendetta against Mary through some personal stuff, that Cameron wanted Mary on the show so everybody can see how much of a fraud she is. So that part was a little troubling for me, because it just seems weird that this man who was a devout Christian had saved 3 years of his tithes before joining a church, then joining a church, and then getting involved, by his own admission, getting involved with the leader, one of the leaders of the church, having, physical relationships, taking trips, all the things, and then giving the church $300,000 out of his home, and then the relationship going sour, and then him wanting to exploit this person on TV by putting her on a show. Doesn't that sound wild?
Well, the whole thing sounds wild. I mean, yes, it does. How about that? Yes, it does.
But that was pretty much how that went. So I'm listening to Cameron's attest when they had him on the record. Now, how legal that is, I don't know, but it is his voice saying these things. So I would rather listen to him and base my opinions on things versus what the personal vendetta folks be, mad because Mary got with Robert Sr. If that's how they listen, they can be mad, but it just snowballed from there. So I'm not really paying much attention to what they say. They're just joining in and just, piling on the rabbit, if you know what I'm saying. That's how I took those people.
Okay. Well, if you want to get even more, go watch RAEARES review of all of that. So I think back to her package.
Yeah, so pretty much, let me get back to my notes. So the strain with her mom, he said, Andy asked her, how does she feel not reconciling with her mom? And she said she feels okay with it. They have been estranged for over 20 plus years. Mary says her mom was never really a mom. We heard the stories already, so, it is what it is, y'all. I mean, people would think death would bring people together, but hey, we can't, what we eat don't make Mary shit in this respect. So it is what it was. And, I don't have anything to say more so about the church stuff. I'm just looking over my notes about it. That was pretty much it about the church stuff. Did you have anything about that? Anything more about that?
No, other than, families are easily ripped apart. Death doesn't change that. Death often makes it worse. And it sounds like there was a huge divide as far as the church. Families are torn apart over money and assets all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I understood it, The jury's still out for me on Mary and like how nefarious things are.
Yeah,
But
it's
I think that,
understandable.
right, I don't know. So there's always going to be a part of me that hesitates before I fully like, but then so many of these women are shady as hell, and whatever. So, you know, I don't know. Maybe all the public attention moving forward will get the church in a different, maybe less opportunistic
Mm-hmm.
if that's the case because of all the public scrutiny.
Now, what do you think about the back and forth between Mary and Lisa when
That was
Lisa
funny.
was asked about it, and Mary was like, "Well, Lisa was asked about the forgiveness piece, and Mary said, Lisa, you can't forgive, but I can. Lisa said, no, you can't. She said, Mary said, no, I can. I remember everything you said it and how you brought Cameron on the show. Lisa had nothing to say about
Yeah.
none of that.
No, Mary want her. Mary want her.
Girl,
She said, "You
okay,
probably don't even remember." That was funny. That was funny, Mary. That was shots fired.
okay.
Shots
And
fired, Mary.
But then Lisa had to pull why are you attacking me, bitch?
Yeah.
Here we go. I'm sorry. Here we go with that. That's your comeback, Lisa. Why are you attacking me? She's bringing out valid points that you cannot address. And the only thing you say to that is, why are you attacking me? That wasn't an attack. That was a outright question. Why were you I can't forgive. I forgive when you brung that man on the show against me. I forgive when you called my church a cult. That when you clicked up with this one over here, Whitney. I thought it was a fair, back and forth, but attack, no. I don't think it was an attack, child.
No, I don't either. Lisa needs some therapy. She gets too easily emotionally dysregulated and she's not able to fight with logic. And that also, I guess, depending on how you feel about Lisa, could point to the fact that because she's dead wrong too. But regardless, Mary got you like Bronwyn did. So it didn't look good. That's all I have to say about that. Mary, bravo. Because she nailed it. She probably doesn't even remember Andy. You'll have to remind her. I was like, oh, that was funny.
Who on the other side of the couch said, why is she just sitting like that? She's just blinking. Who said that?
I think Brittany said it. I think Brittany said it to Angie.
Oh my God, excuse me. Well, speaking of Brittany, we're going to get to the flight portion. And this damn nipple was just out the whole time. Lord Jesus, why didn't they do something?
Have they broke for lunch yet? Did they break for lunch yet or no?
I don't know.
Well, because the reason I say that is they brought up like that scene between Meredith and Lisa where she's like, I think you're holding your own. You do? Which part? And Meredith was like, I don't really have anything specific.
Oh, yeah.
That was almost more telling than the actual reunion itself to me, because it's like, yeah, Lisa, you're hanging on to Meredith like a life raft because nobody else likes you right now, but like she's not supporting you. She's not going to bat for you the way that you're going to bat for her. And when your ego wants to be fed on what parts you're doing great on, sweetie, she doesn't have shit for you. So I had to call that out because it was like very clear to me. Like,
yeah,
girl, I would start turning on Meredith. But then again, if I had nobody else, I think Lisa's very nervous of this reunion. I think that's why she's acting so weird. She's trying to I don't think she likes how much she's not in control of her image, her narrative this season.
Yeah, they did the lunch right after they was arguing and yelling and all that stuff before Mary's piece.
Okay. Well, anyway, I did want to
Yeah.
bring that up. So
Yeah, that was valid because that went to what they said in part one. Oh, so y'all just clicking up, huh? Y'all just teaming up against everybody. You know, it's not fair to say that because you guys can all you guys can pile
yeah.
on Meredith, but she can't have a support system of her own.
Yeah.
So what?
And vice
It's just that
versa.
they don't want her to.
Yeah, right. Well, and Lisa can be as wrong as two left shoes, but so can all of
See,
you. So she's allowed to have somebody have her back too. But
yeah.
Obviously Meredith doesn't have it very well. Because you can tell Meredith doesn't give a shit. She's annoyed. You know what I mean? Like, it's when Lisa's like, what specific part? She had nothing. She doesn't give
Yeah.
a shit about you. Like, it was very obvious they're both hanging on to each other because they need a friend.
For sure. And what part? I think that somewhere around there was when they mentioned the support system of each other, even though they were, you know, really hard years ago. And
Right.
What's his name? Andy was trying to get Meredith to understand. Listen, it was jarring at the moment to see all that, and then to see you guys come together. What's wrong with mentioning that? Because Meredith said, we can't just reconcile. I don't understand what the big deal is. Well, it is a big deal because it was a big deal.
Not only that, but she doesn't seem to have moved on with other people. That's why I think other people are like, well, if you can move past what Lisa did to you, why can't you move past what Brittany did with a stupid TikTok? But then we find out.
Girl, we gonna
I
find out,
I
maybe.
don't like that. That's stunty to me. Stunty. I don't like it. But all right,
Okay,
we'll get there.
so we're gonna wind this up out because this is the
Yep.
final part of part two.
Yep.
So of course we know about the fight, flight, the flight, fight.
Yeah.
I love these words.
Yep.
So pretty much Meredith said there's nothing between her and Brittany, and she will elaborate later. I love how Meredith is trying to take over. You know, when she's asked, she said, well, first, before I do that, I want to do this. It's like
Yeah,
the
she's
third time doing this.
yeah, it is. And it's not even a good transition. Like, all of them are weak. It's like, Whitney, did you drunkenly say you wanted to forgive me? It'll control the trajectory of this reunion. No, it won't. No, it won't. Not this one little fact. No, it won't. And then this is the same damn thing. I just, it's stunts and deception.
Now, this week shit from Brittany, when she was on Watch What Happens Live, and she was asked, does she have proof? She said, well, maybe. So on the reunion stage, she doubled down, but it was just hearsay.
Very hearsay. Yeah, it was.
Don't help you at all.
No, it doesn't. No, and here's the thing. Brittany is an easy target because she's lame, and we all have said it, right?
Girl.
Like, Brittany, every time you go in strong, you just light yourself on fire. You know, so it makes it hard to be supportive, as Heather has muttered under her breath more than once, you know, because I will say this, I think Brittany tries very hard to be manipulative as well. I think she's happy to go along with whatever narrative people are coming to the conclusions of, right? But at the same time, like, she's also willing to admit that she's participated in this. And honestly, when she said at the end, like, I'm tired of being, like, you know, your dumping ground or your target, and she was right. She's right. They have all done that to her, and she's taken it a lot. She's given back at times, but they've been really awful to her, and she's not wrong. So, you know, I still feel like I took crazy pills about this reaction on the plane, though.
Yeah, because Annie's like, why didn't anyone record it? Heather said that she didn't, because she will feel like a piece of shit if she were to record it because they all knew why Meredith was mad. Well, that never stopped anybody else before from recording something.
Well, here's the thing. You have multiple people, including Mary, who Mary, it feels like, doesn't like to straight up lie. For all the insinuations people are making about her,
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I just, like, obviously something happened. She's like, we all agree something happened, but we disagree about what. But that's fine. You could even disagree about what happened, but it's more like something severe enough happened that you should be apologizing, and you're acting like she overheard you gossiping about her, and you got up to move your chair, and because you had a sprained toe, it might have shook her seat. Everyone's losing their shit over that kind of behavior. I don't buy it. I don't buy that. I don't buy that.
And the question of another question of the hour: why didn't Brittany switch seats? Girl, we've all been asking this, and the answer was because of their descent into in and out of international airspace. They were on a decline, so it was difficult. Even the stewardess, those folks were buckled in, so it was virtually impossible to just switch seats. But hell, if you went to the bathroom, you can switch a seat. But that's what she said.
I have yet to be presented with a smoking gun piece of evidence that denies what happened. I just don't feel like Meredith is exonerated. And the problem is when you have multiple witness testimony saying you were losing your shit on this person, you're trying to act like I'm crazy to not be more inclined to believe it. And I just, and especially the way I've seen Meredith yell at Brittany before. Like, I don't think she liked or respected her, and I think she lost it. And then here's another thing. Remember when Andy said to her, did you have a drink before you got on the plane? And then the deflection. We'll get back to that. It's like, see, this is not the behavior of somebody that is justified in their righteousness about what happened. Mm-hmm. If I know that I didn't attack someone, if I remember everything clearly, the rage that would come out of me, right. The indignance, the innocence, like they study this in criminology. People that are innocent have very similar reactions. Meredith is not having a reaction of an innocent woman. She's having the reaction of lawyer dodging shit. So I don't know. I wasn't appreciating it. And then for her to switch to, this is why I really hate her. Oh my God, you don't even have salt. Oh God. Now, okay, here we go.
Let's get into it, because that's where we're gonna end it. So the whole, like you said, when Andy asked her about did she drink, how much consumption of alcohol before boarding the plane, when she said, hold on, before the fourth time or third time, before we go there, let's go here.
Yeah. And I hated this.
The backstory, y'all, according to Meredith, between her and Brittany was they shared a nail tech. The nail tech said some anti-Semitic things online. Meredith told Brittany. Brittany confronted the nail tech. Nail tech denied it or something, to the point where Brittany stopped doing business, even though it was free nails, just for a click and a view. Mm-hmm. So she disassociated herself with the nail tech, and that wasn't good enough for Meredith.
Right.
And because Brittany didn't have the same reaction, similar to how Heather did my girl Gretchen, right? There were a lot of similarities here, right? With stuff. Because Brittany didn't have the same reaction to the hate speech that was said allegedly by the nail tech. Because I didn't see it, I wasn't there, I don't know. I'm just saying what they said, y'all.
Here's where I'm gonna hang on, because normally normally I don't like getting stuck in the details because of how much everybody shucks and jives. But did you hear Meredith said twice, "Oh, it was on the news," as though Brittany had seen it. Remember, Brittany said, "I didn't know."
Right.
And remember, Meredith's like, "It was on the news." So you're saying she had to have seen it? I could have not seen it on the news. Like, you can't say just because it was on the damn news doesn't mean she saw it. Like, you're not proving. You're making a rumor, a nastiness. Like, that's not evidence that Brittany was aware. So now you're calling her an anti-Semite supporter because she didn't claim she was lying about having seen. I'm lost in the bullshit because you don't have any proof that she's an anti-Semite.
Attorney, no doubt.
Yeah, and because when she said it was on the news twice, I'm like, and who and then that's proof that Brittany. I don't know how about you, but Brittany could say she doesn't watch the news, and I'd believe her.
Girl.
You know, like, is it possible? Like, that's not proof. And then I was sitting there going, if she, and you know that hurts me, Annie, that hurts me. But she didn't say it. Like, I'm just sitting here going, she took it down. Like, where the fact that she claimed to not know, like, where is the problem here? That she kept promoting him after she already knew? Like, I don't understand. And how does that deflect from the fact that you were completely attacking her on the plane? So now are you saying that you were saying really nasty things about her behind her back because she's an anti-Semite?
That's what it sounded like, because she evaded that and talked over it real good.
Right. So then you're admitting that you were attacking her on the plane, but it's just for a reason that wasn't brought to camera. So now you're saying it's justified whatever you did to her because it was on the news?
So pretty much, in addition to that, Meredith just summed up everything that transpired from the alleged bigoted nail tech, on top of everything we saw on the show.
Yeah.
All of that is why, she has, I don't want to say it like this, but this hard on for Brittany, and why she and Brittany will never ever get along. And then Brittany run off the stage because Meredith painted her as
a bigot. That's a big accusation.
As, a bigot, especially when that won't even hold up in court as far as proof that Brittany knew. Now we all know when you want to prove somebody knew, you need to have airtight receipt, and that's not an airtight receipt because, again, not everyone sees the news. And what news? Channel 2,
right? Like, that was a low blow, Meredith. And I'm gonna speak on this a little bit more comfortably because these are two white women going after each other. That's a really major accusation to level at someone. That's like calling them a pedophile. That's like calling them, you're basically calling her racist. We're amending it a little bit here. Anti-Semitic. It's a really, really, really heated issue right now, as we all know, because of our current political climate. That's a major accusation to lob at someone. And the way that you sat there and started to get all weird and shit, like, I really felt uncomfortably manipulated, and I don't like it. And if you're going to call someone an anti-Semite, you need to have more than it was on the news and she didn't take down her post fast enough, or what even she did that was so bad. She got free nails. She gave him a good review. You're saying she actively knew that he was getting bad reviews for being an anti-Semite. That's why she came to his rescue. And then when you confronted her, she was like, "Oh, I didn't know," and then took it down. Like, what are you, And I'm sorry, but by the way Brittany reacted, I don't. That was someone that was desperately hurt by, I feel like, a false accusation. I think you're twisting the story because you are pinned and cornered, Meredith. It just ain't looking good. For you to come up with this when Andy said, Meredith, did you have a drink before you got on the plane? Instead of answering, you threw that out there like a dead rat.
Yeah,
It just
that
didn't feel good.
that was, but then it didn't help when Brittany is attesting to a rumor. It just didn't help with some of the things Brittany was doing that were absolutely uncalled for. But I think for Brittany's sake, she's trying to fit in. She's trying to kind of do what the other girls do, but it's just not landing. And she needs to show who she is within this group with every circumstance that they have. In my opinion, I just think she need, just like she said, well, you dump water on me. I just wanted to put, trickle some water on you. Just, just leave well enough alone, Brittany. If you listen, watch you're listening. Just do you, boo boo, if you're gonna come back. I would like to see her get another chance, considering they aired her nipple all over the doggone world.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my girl, listen, I had to maneuver my my cursor. How old am I? Had to maneuver my cursor over another program so that it would cover her up in a certain way, so I won't have to see it. Like,
that's funny. That's funny.
They saw it, especially Bronwyn. She's so detailed. They did that girl wrong, and just on the nipple aspect, she needs to be brought back.
I know. I think she was tugging at her dress real weird before she ran off, so she might have realized. But I think Brittany's gonna get another run. I think that she's stood her own in a weird, quirky way. I do appreciate, though, that she actually brought up how much she's been the punching bag and, that she's kind of been taking it because they've hazed her so hard. They've hazed her as hard, if not harder, than friggin' Angel on Potomac. And she keeps coming back to be friends with these ladies. And they are all really annihilating her, which is not to say that she doesn't sometimes bring it upon herself. But I don't know. I can understand why Brittany was devastated. That's a really deep thing to say.
Yeah.
And shame on you, Meredith. I don't feel very good about the way you presented this and the way you tried to act like a victim. Meanwhile, you just look so guilty. You look like you're doing everything to deny what happened. And it's uncomfortable.
It is. Shame on you, Meredith. And if you really truly believe this, then maybe there may need to be a psych eval.
Yeah.
Because, of course, we would love to, not think that they would lie on you like that. But it's hard to believe that they all, besides Bronwyn, because she's the only one who wasn't on the plane.
Right.
Everybody, everybody else, even the one that's more diplomatic than everybody, Mary, who's trying to, as they called her, the mediator this season. Even the mediator tried to get you to see, like, well, we all heard it. Yes, it was. Yes, you did. Child, something. Girl,
yeah.
Something that it did surface later on, someone who actually recorded, on the plane that wasn't a part of.
Or like a stewardess maybe made a statement, like, I was there, she bugged out.
Girl, something.
Well, because they said one of the stewardess. Yeah, I would love it because, at this point in the game, it's really annoying. I did not enjoy Meredith this segment at all.
Yeah.
She keeps acting like everyone's crazy for accusing her. Why can't you admit you were just nasty to Brittany? You don't even have to admit to the severity. Why can't you just sit there and say, I talked about her right behind her back and she heard. I was mad. I don't like her. I don't respect her. You know, there's a lot of shady crap about her, and stand on it. I would respect you more. If you wanted to sit there and say, I didn't attack her directly, I was talking, you know, like, you can split hairs, but like admit that you were wrong in some level. You
Right.
know, like to act like you were doing something completely reasonable and normal, everyone's eyes are popping out of their head when they're looking at you because it's like that's not what happened.
What was I gonna say? Now Meredith, if you listen to watch, listen, Seth, anybody, Brooks or whoever, don't let this be another Karen Huger situation where a tape come out.
Girl, woo,
And all your even your wig is gonna shift. Girl, don't heed the warning. Put it out now. Admit to it now before that tape come out. Because child wants to come out, you may have to do some time.
Oh my God. You might get duct taped to a chair next time you get on a plane just for walking on.
Girl,
oh my God.
Because child, after we saw that tape of Karen.
Oh my!
The whole world stopped.
I honestly, I don't know if I feel dumb saying this, but you would have had to show me that to make me believe it. You would have had to show it to me.
You mean Karen?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's just so like, what? Karen?
So bad. Because even though I know that she has gotten drunk in the past, like I've never seen Karen lose her composure to that level. I think they had one I do vividly remember one scene where she was saying her pee was moist and I wanted to throw up. But it was like off camera. It was like looked like it was off hours. They were all hanging out at the bar. It was like Giselle and Monique, and she said something, you know. So there's like one incidence of her being a little bit like maybe sloshy, but like I just seeing that level blew my. I don't have a wig, but if I had one, it'd be blown off.
Okay.
You know, and as perimenopause hits, maybe I need to get one. But no, like seriously, I was like, yeah, Meredith, take heed.
Oh, she popped off again. Well, y'all, this is the end of the show. I'm pretty sure we have nothing more to say about this part 2. So we're gonna pop her back in. Hold on, y'all.
I don't know what's happening. It's just the next thing I know, I'm gone. I don't know.
Like, I watched it. I saw you just like Casper pop out. Now you pop back in.
That's appropriate. Just grabbing me until the summer sun gets here. But yeah, no, I honestly, my apologies, everybody. I literally don't know why I'm being dropped out of nowhere. But Meredith,
that was it.
Yeah, Meredith, get together.
Oh Lord!
I feel like I got that from you. I feel like I got that from you. I feel like I got that from you. Like I'm like taking a port. You know what I mean? Like your influence.
We both do. It's like, girl, it's just, so fun. Y'all, that was it. That was it for part 2. We're going to get part 3 next week, right before the rest of the mess start. These other shows, child. Woo! Can't wait. So listen, y'all, before you go, please don't forget that you need to subscribe. And when the bell, it has these parentheses around the bell. So when you do, you'll get all the notifications for all the shows we do, for all the shows I do. And don't forget to like. But before we go completely, let's find out where Erin is when she's not talking ish with me.
You can catch me on Facebook, Psychic Erin Boyd, or Instagram and Thread, Psychic_ELB. Hit me up in the DMs if you would like to get a psychic reading, or please just send me a friend request. Let's build this community.
Yes, y'all. Don't forget what I said. I meant what I said, and I said what I meant. Bye, y'all.